All right, we're heading out west. Saturday night, ABC, USC, brand name program. Lots of hype coming into the year. Going to Stanford. Now, obviously, Stanford has fallen off from where they were 10 years ago, but this line has actually moved towards Stanford. Opened at USC minus 9.5, seeing 8.5s across the board now. And total has actually creeped up to 67.5, which you might expect with USC. I think the perception around USC is valid given that they added so much talent this offseason. I mean, you bring in Lincoln Riley, first of all, and he brings Caleb Williams with him, who had an electric overall first season. I mean, you got Travis Dye from Oregon, very experienced back, shifty, quick, good pickup. At the Biletnikoff Award winner, Jordan Addison. You got Brendan Rice from Colorado. You brought in Mario Williams from Oklahoma. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about USC, but I'm not of the belief that they're a legitimate playoff contender. And this is more macro talk. We'll get into the game in a second, but I just want to kind of put out that narrative real quick. If it were so easy to just add all this talent and in year one they just click right away, then it would happen more. This is not how you build a championship level program. Now, I think it's how you elevate the floor and your prospects as a first year head coach. But just macro level, I think USC is vulnerable to some letdown games. This could be one. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see about USC because there's just not much that we can take away from what happened last week. I mean, they played Rice. Of course, with all the talent they have offensively, yeah, they put up 66 points. I mean, that's kind of what we expected them to do. The matchup I'm most interested to watch is how their offensive line matches up with Stanford's defensive line because, Stanford is not great up front defensively. I think USC has all the Jimmies and Joes on their offensive line to be a good unit. But like I said, just going to need to see it before I believe it. I actually think Stanford's back seven is pretty good. I think their linebackers are solid, but I mean, Stanford's strength defensively is their secondary. So this is going to be a good opportunity to see just where this USC passing game is right now. I don't have a great feel pregame, and that's why I'm not going to have a bet on this game. But Stanford's defensive backs are a lot better than I think a lot of people would think. Kind of along that same equation, Stanford's got a good passing game. I mean, Tanner McKee last year didn't have overall impressive numbers, but if you look at some of the mock drafts and you listen to what pros think about Tanner McKee, he is a legitimate, top round quarterback prospect. Obviously playing at Stanford, plays in a pro style system. He's got a lot of good weapons around him, both at the wide receiver and tight end position. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to get much help from his run game. Stanford struggled mightily in their run game last year. Funny enough, one of their running backs transferred over to USC. So I'm not expecting Stanford to be able to run the ball. But if USC hasn't kind of figured out some of their issues defensively that they had a year ago, in theory, Stanford could be able to take advantage of that. USC's defense is really not even worth talking about. We have no clue what improvements they've made from a year ago. Obviously, this is the first time Alex Grinch has worked with a lot of these guys. It's never going to be about talent with USC. Although they haven't really recruited to that elite level that like they used to, but they have the talent advantage defensively in this matchup. But like I said, this is a great opportunity to see just how far they've come early in the season. It's not unfathomable to think that they struggle a little bit in this spot. With as many unknowns I have about USC, I don't want to risk a lot of my bankroll on a game like this, but possibly look towards sprinkling on the Stanford money line. I'm not going to do it, but if anything I said maybe kind of, struck a chord with you, that might be the better way to go about it. Because at the end of the day, the problem with taking the points with Stanford is, yeah, there's some paths for them to keep this game pretty close, but there's also a large possibility that USC is able to exploit their weaknesses, of which there are many, and win this game by 20. So I wouldn't necessarily want to risk a full unit on this game or make this an official play, possibly just sprinkle on that Stanford money line. I've actually already released my best bets here for week 2. Got those out this morning here on Wednesday. I'm looking to have the rest of my card out by Thursday. The main place you can follow me is on Twitter at Fordham Betting. I'll also leave all of my other information in the description below. One more thing, too, head over to proud90.com. They got all your golf apparel needs. You see this shirt right here. I know you've been staring at it the whole time. Head over to proud90.com. Code Fordham at checkout. It's going to get you 15% off your order. All the other information will be in the description. Appreciate y'all watching the video. I think this is a really good opportunity to see where USC is at early in the season. If they come out and win this game handily, I don't know if it necessarily solves all their problems, but this is a good enough matchup early in the season to where I am willing to lay off this game. And I have enough respect right now for Stanford to be able to do that.